Very good evening, everybody. We'll start with today's mathematical session. Yesterday and day before yesterday, we have discussed two remedies, the antimutant and ipecac. Both complement each other and have a very important action, specifically in respiratory tract affections and GI tract affections. These are the very important things which we have discussed. Today, we're going to learn one more important remedy, which is Schussler's 12 tissue remedy, that is the Calcarea Phos. Even Hahnemannian remedy, the Calcarea Phos. Aspects are rather similar, only the way with which we utilize are different. And that's why we have to learn this remedy with both the aspects. But my suggestion to learn Schussler's aspect, it is already done in the biochemical lectures. So go over there and learn that from Schussler's aspect. Today we're going to learn from Allen's aspect, the Calcarea Phos. Before going into the Calcarea Phos, I want to share two important cases. One case was very typical, that is a case of non-union of fractures. A fellow nearly about 50 years of age who used to be my patient earlier 10 years before with the avian, and he was completely cured with the homeopathy. And one of the day he got an accident and he had a fracture shaft femur. Then immediately he was taken to the hospital. Then they utilized some Thomas's splint and shifted the patient from directly from Sirampur to the Pune in the Ruby Hall, and they have done the grafting over there and the nailing, etc. Then he was followed up over there continuously, and without there was no healing. Then after 2 months, when they took the X-rays, it was showing non-healing of fractures. Then again they have put some more graft over there. And even after 6 months of period, there was nothing happened. And they said that he has to go one more surgery. And then all of a sudden he got thought that we should meet the Dr. Rasal. And he came directly. And he entered with the crutches in both hands and walking and not keeping his. And I asked, what has happened? And then he detailed the whole story, what has happened in last 6 months. And he said that, sir, I don't want to go for further operations. Can you do anything? You have saved my hip earlier with the help of homeopathy. So can you do anything? This is the condition, non-union of fractures. First remedy, along with the rest of the remedies, always add the Calcarea Phos. Calcarea Phos 6x in repeated doses for burns helps a lot. It is a wonderful remedy in non-union of fractures. I have given him his constitutional. His constitutional was lachesis, few doses of lachesis followed by arnica associated along with symphytum, along with Calcarea Phos 6x, and I have continued it for a period of 1 month. And then I asked him that you continue with the same. There were no pains, nothing, everything was fine. Then I asked them to take the opinion of the same surgeon with whom he was, who has advised them to go for surgery. They took another X-ray and they explained him that now this time the callus is formed very nicely. From you don't have to go for operating. And he was so happy. Immediately, directly from Pune to reached Sangamner instead of going to his home place. He told me that doctor has said so much, and he continued treatment for 6 months, and he was healed completely within 6 months, and he was able to walk within span of 1 month thereafter, and everything got fine. So it is a wonderful remedy in order to develop the callus formation when non-union of fracture happens to be there, or in each and every case of fracture, whether it is non-healing or healing, you must add the Calcarea Phos in 6x potency and repeat it. That is a wonderful remedy in order for the healing of fractures. So this is first case, and second case was of the interesting case again. Kyphoscoliosis, young girl, 13, 14 years of age, was brought to me with a scoliosis of the spine. And she was having chronic backache since last 3, 4 years. And then they took the x-rays, and x-ray shows complete curvature of the spine. And she has been told that when she becomes elder, then she should get operated. And she was not having any neuropathy, even though she was having the curvature of the spine, but she was having little bit severe pain in back as well as little bit pain in lower extremity. I took her case and found to be a completely case of clear-cut constitutional Calcarea Phos. Whole features indicating Calcarea Phos. So this case, I have started Calcarea Phos in directly in one M potency. And along with that, I have continued with the spinal extension exercises, then specifically the single bar exercises I have advised to do regularly. And I have continued her treatment for a year. And within a year, when she was followed up completely, every 6 months we took the x-rays and spine was getting clear and clear. After 1 year, the spine was completely normal. It took 1 year to recover completely, but she recovered so nicely that there was no further problem which has happened. Her backache also stopped. Everything found to be a normal in her case, and everything runs in a perfect harmony in that case. So kyphoscoliosis, scoliosis, this remedy in during the growth phase always helps. Growing phase remedy, and it is a wonderful remedy to for the growing children, a good for a boost for the bones as well as for the blood. Both things, the hemoglobin formation, the molecule which is formed, hemoglobin molecule, Calcarea phos is one of the important ingredient over there. So Calcarea phos along with natramur, along with ferrum phos, all helps a lot over there. So these are the two cases which I want to share. Let us go with the Allen's keynotes. Open the Allen's keynotes and see what is given in the Allen's keynote. Calcarea phos, phosphate of life, calcium phosphate. Yes, in growing phase, definitely scoliosis can be treated. That I had cases, and it is growing case. Once it has been fixed, then chances are very less. But during growth phase, it is definitely scoliosis can be treated. Calcarea phos, phosphate of lime, calcium phosphate. For persons anemic and dark complexion, see, this is very important. Anemia is very marked with the Calcarea phos, but dark complexion. Phosphorus, what happens? We think with phosphorus, phosphorus is fair, phosphorus is very, very good looking. But here, keep it in your mind that for Calcarea phos, it's dark complexion personalities more commonly. Dark hair and eyes, thin, spare subject. They are not chubby like Calcarea carb. It is not carbon, it is phosphorus. They are thin, slender, emaciated. Thin, spare subjects instead of a fat. So there is no fat like Calcarea carb. During the first and second dentition, the scrofulous children. See, it is a wonderful remedy during the first dentition also, when the children who are having the glandular affections. At the same time, second dentition, if glandular affections are there, this is a wonderful remedy for defective or delayed formation of teeth or delayed development of teeth. During first and second dentition of scrofulous children, diarrhea with great flatulence. So there is a diarrhea at the same time great flatulence. So this is one more remedy which is wonderful remedy in GI tract affections. Children, this is children's remedy more commonly. Children emaciated, unable to stand, so difficulty in standing. For weakness of children who are weak enough, always give a Calcarea phos 6x in repeated doses. It helps a lot. Emaciated, unable to stand, slow in learning to walk. Slow in learning to walk, the Calcarea carb, the Cilicia. Slow in learning to talk, Nectrim muriaticum. So children with sunken, flabby abdomen. So abdomen is sunken and at the same time flabby, doesn't have a strength. So the strength is lost in Calcarea phos at all levels. Oozing of bloody thin fluid from the navel of infants. Very important clinical symptom. There are many times it happens in infants. There is continuous oozing from the navel, umbilicus. It is one remedy one should think about in cases of in such types of cases. Uh, Oozing of bloody fluid or urine, it is a hyoscyamus remedy. Rachitis, rachitis inflammation of bones. Cranial bones are thin and brittle. One see here one important feature which is mentioned. Fontanelles and sutures remain open too long or close and reopen. Close or reopen. So here the calcium metabolism is always affected, phosphorus metabolism is always affected. Many times it heals at the same time, again reopen. This is very important. Calcarea Phos few features one should not forget. This is one important feature. Delayed or complicated teething. See, this is very important. The healing of cranial bones, that is delayed. Teething is delayed. It is complicated. Third important thing, they have the headache which is along the coronal sutures. This is the remedy which is having the headache along the coronal sutures over there. So don't forget this remedy in such a manner. Spine is weak, disposed to curvatures. Underline this. This is what Shahrukh. Spine is weak, disposed to curvature, especially to the left, unable to support the body. This is scoliosis. So you must understand the words which are mentioned over there and which has significance. You must know all those things and you can utilize clinically in your practice. Neck is weak, unable to support the head like abrotenum. Neck is weak, unable to support the head. Weakness. It is very close to abrotenum, but abrotenum, the emaciation is so marked, specifically in lower extremities. Calcarea Phos, in general, his bony personality having a weakness in the bones than in the muscles. So that is the basic difference between abrotenum and the Calcarea Phos. Girls at puberty, tall, growing rapidly, tendency of bone to soften or spine to curve. This is again one feature one should not forget. This is a wonderful remedy for the growing children where the curvatures on the spine are there. So, materia medica, our materia medica is enriched with all those symptoms. What happens? We overlook. We never catch them. So, according to such types of cases, if you catch them, all those sentences, then you can utilize and find the results in your practice. Theridion is one more remedy mentioned over there, but I don't have experience of theridion in such types of cases. At puberty, acne in anemic girls with vertex headache. Yes, all types of spinal curvature, but basically growing phase, young children, it works. So acne in anemic girls with vertex headache, flatulent dyspepsia. See, very important. Flatulent dyspepsia. There is fullness in abdomen associated with indigestion, ameliorated by eating. So eating ameliorates. So there is a flatulence, there is indigestion, but eating ameliorates. See the contradictory modality. Elements from grief and disappointed love. We never think of such a remedy. We generally think of natramur, we think of ignatia, we think of aurum, we think of phosphorus or phosphoric acid. But this is one more remedy where there is a disappointed love causing the problem. Elements from disappointed love. Feels complaints more when thinking about them. Oxalic acid, felonious. These are very important remedy where thinking of the complaints, right? It is given in bold. It has a meaning. So whenever I have every time asked you that whenever the things which are mentioned in bold in Allen's, it should be fixed in your mind. That is more important. They are part and parcel of your practice. So feels complaints more when thinking about them, felonious and oxalic acid. Involuntary sighing, again close to ignition. What is sighing? Sighing is like that. They are unaware. Involuntarily this is happening. Hussasa sodne. In Marathi, Hussasa sodne. Sighing is very typical. This is sighing. This is involuntary and common. With the ignatia, it is more common, but it is of a hysterical origin in ignatia. Non-union of bones, underline again, promotes the callus formation like symphytum. So these are remedies very important in orthopedic practice. I have seen many orthopedicians used to prescribe these remedies during fracture. Rheumatism of cold weather, getting well in the spring and returning in autumn. So rheumatism specifically affecting the cold weather, very important feature of this remedy, and it recurs whenever there spring comes. These things again happens to be there. Whenever autumn comes, these things again happens to be there, and during spring season, the patient feels better. So during March, April, May, the patient feels better, and during the September, October, November, these patients again suffers. Which book? Sir, can you please tell me the name of the book? I could not understand which book. Schussler's 12 Tissue Remedies. That is the only book I have recommended today. Rheumatism of cold weather, getting well in the spring and returning in autumn. Headache of schoolgirls, underline again. Schoolgirls headache. It is as good as migraine in children. There are many children who used to suffer again and again with recurrent headache. This is a wonderful remedy, along with Natramur, along with Soranum. This remedy is wonderful remedy, and I have tried it many times. Headache of schoolgirls, along with diarrhea, and every attempt to eat, the colic pains in the abdomen. Whenever patient tries to eat, the colic starts. This is one more feature. Sometimes better by eating, contradictory modalities, both are present in this remedy. Fistula in ano alternating with chest symptoms, and again one of the important feature, alternating symptoms, chest symptoms alternating with fistula in ano, like Berberis vulgaris. Berberis, this same feature is present in Berberis vulgaris. Lack of animal heat. These are people who are chilly enough, cold sweat, and general coldness of the body, and very, very weak and absolutely weak, having a chill stage, cold stage marked over there. Relationship, complementary. It has been mentioned only ruta in this book, but sulfur and ginkgum, two more complementary remedies are there to the Calcarea Phos. So after Calcarea, you can go for ruta, you can go for sulfur, you can go for ginkgum. Three complementary remedies are there. This remedy is a very deep acting remedy. It has 60 days action. Very important part and parcel of constitution. So 60 days action is there. Similar to carboanimal is Calcarea fluoric acid, Calc Phos. So these are remedies where you can find it out many features common. Calcarea fluoric acid, Calcarea, carboanimal, many features you can get common with this remedy. But specifically, this is similar to soranum in debility remaining after acute diseases. So person who is suffering from acute disease and there is debility persistent, not getting recovered, the weakness happens to be there. One dose of soranum along with Calcarea for 6,6-BD for 15 days and works beautifully. This is my practical solution many times in such types of cases. Similar to silicia, but sweat of the head is wanting. It looks like silicia, but in silicia you get more sweating on head. Calcarea Phos doesn't have that. Calcarea Phos can be repeated frequently in biochemistry. Many times you can go for it. There was one question. Yes, there are many features similar, but my suggestion is that to go with the video on the Calcarea Phos from Suslers, which I have taken in detail, so that you can learn biochemical aspect very nicely along with this. No, no. There is one question by Shahrukh that if the constitutional remedy is given and biochemic is given along with it disturbs the action. Keep it in your mind, Shahrukh. Utilize the intellect. When you give the dynamic doses, they works in different plane. When you give the semi-dynamic doses, 6x potency, 3x potency, 12x potency, the biochemic doses, that works in molecular form. Those are semi-dynamic remedies. They fulfill the molecular requirement. It never acts like the dynamic remedy. Both remedies works in their different planes, never affects the action of one another, not at all. So keep it in your mind that dynamic works at dynamic plane, biochemic works at the semi-dynamic plane at the molecular level. So never there is no question of jumbling or confusion happens to be there. Acts best before iodum, sorinum, sanicula, sulfur. So this is good remedy before iodum, sorinum, sanicula. It means that you can follow it with iodum, sorinum, sanicula, and sulfur. After the arsenic, after the iodum, after the tuberculinum, Calcarea Phos is one remedy we can think. Can we give Calcarea Phos homeo and also in biotic to remedy at the same time? Yes, you can. If constitutional is Calcarea Phos, give Calcarea Phos in 1 potency, 2 or 3 doses, followed by Calcarea Phos 6x in semi-dynamic doses. You can, no problem. Both works in different planes. Aggravation, exposure to damp, cold, changeable weather, very important modality. So this is aggravation due. Then east winds. Yesterday's remedy we have learned south winds. Which remedy? We have learned it in Epicare. South winds aggravates or Euphrasia, south winds aggravate. Here the east winds aggravates. Melting snow, mental exertion aggravates. And amelioration, specifically during summer, amelioration in warm, dry atmosphere. So this is the remedy which is chilly remedy, ameliorated during summer season, aggravated during cold weather, during cold damp weather. So whenever there is cold, melting snow is there and cold weather is there, this people always suffers with rheumatism or all their features. So this is a wonderful remedy one should learn and one should learn it from biochemic. Go through the video of that remedy from the playlist of the biochemics and you can go through Schussler's book and learn that from biochemic as well. You will learn in detail. So that's all regarding the Calcarea Phos. We have finished one more important remedy in our practice as well as from exam point of view. Not tomorrow, on Monday, we'll meet with another remedy and we'll continue with our Materia Medica series also. So thank you being there. If any queries are there, we will have a time. Yes.
Sir,
Yes, Utpal.
sir, this first and second dentition. Can you explain, sir, once again?
First dentition means when child infant who is getting the teething, that is the first dentition. Second dentition, that is the when first teeth, the milk teeth falls and the teeth
Yes.
develops, that is second dentition. In both times, whenever the
Yes,
children suffers from diarrhea or some disorders, at that time this remedy is wonderful remedy.
Yes, sir. Sir, one more question, sir.
Yes. Huh?
Sir, one more question.
Yes.
Sir, patient having a single paracetamol cough
Hmm?
for last 15 days. 15 days. I have used Calcarea Craft, Drosera. At yesterday I used tuberculinum. Actually, only at during lying time there is no cough. Only single paracetamol, few morning and afternoon like that. Probably there. I'm patient that not getting relief by this. I have used Calcarea Craft, Drosera, and last day
My question is that if the patient is feeling better with your remedy, is there any need to change the remedy?
Earlier it cough was more, pressure was more, but now
Now, if it is getting settled, wait and watch. That will be better solution. If needed, you can add
okay.
by combination 6. That will be another option.
Okay, sir.
There was
Okay,
one
sir. Thank you.
question by Amir. In failed cases of Calcarea Phos, can we give tuberculin as intercurrent? Definitely, Amir. Definitely. It is a remedy from tubercular miasm. Definitely. I also tried Calcarea Phos along with arnica and sympathem fracture of transfer process of lumbar vertebra. Yes, definitely. It is wonderful. What is the indication for Calcarea Phos? Open fontanelles. This is an indication of open fontanelles Calcarea Phos. Yes. Open sutures Calcarea Phos. Very important remedy. Calcarea Phos, Calcarea calf, these are in tooth fracture after fall. We can, along with arnica. Arnica is very important remedy. Along with that, you can give the Calcarea Phos over there. Definitely. So that's all for today. Thank you being there. We'll meet again on Monday. Thanks a lot. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.